Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising, here is your tarot reading for the week ahead. As ever, please take what's helpful, leave what isn't, and always get these messages to fit into your life rather than trying to get your life to fit around the messages. Otherwise, we get in trouble with water. This week is really a positive one for you, Cancer. Really, really lovely to see. It's funny because most of what's been coming up for all the other star signs is somewhat of an emotional tension. We're moving into this Leo full moon, which is bringing about for people this want to explore, to move forward, to create, but there being a little bit of emotional disturbances that are contrary to that, and people feeling a little bit lost, or things rising to the surface that they've otherwise not examined or looked at for a while. The fact that you are a water sign means that some of these feelings, some of these energies that are still around are there, but they are less disruptive and throw you a little bit less off balance. We start with the Strength card, which really represents that. It's strength in the face of adversity. It's being able to be a channel for grace. It's both representing you being kind to yourself, but also not taking things too seriously, being able to keep an objectivity and a perspective on things. The grace that the Strength card represents is opening. This is the card of Leo, and she is opening the jaws of the lion, and the lion is licking the hand of the woman. So she is showing absolute determination, absolute strength, and reassuredness, even in situations that we would otherwise fear. The very fact that she's doing that to a lion, and we've got this Leo full moon, seems perfectly aligned, that these energies that would otherwise trip the other star signs up, you're able to look at and go, this is small fry. I've dealt with much worse. That's really, really lovely to see. What is also great to see is that we have the Three of Cups, the Lord of Abundance, as your third card. I'll speak about your second card in a moment. And that's all about festivities, coming together with friends, families, co-workers, people that we love, and being able to keep this lightheartedness. Your task, therefore, this week may be about lifting up other people that are otherwise having a bit of a difficult time, that are facing certain challenges, particularly emotional challenges. Because you are so resourceful and resilient to those, you may need to allow others to ride on your crab-like back as you navigate some of these more turbulent times. The only slight caution that is coming up with the Three of Cups as well is to slightly guard against escapism. There is a difference between facing situations, facing adversity, and being experienced with them and saying, I've got this, I know where this is going, I'm not going to allow this to overwhelm, undermine, I'm not going to read too much into it. And I think that that's a very healthy attitude. Where it starts to become unhealthy is when we're almost paying no heed to some of the dangers that may be around us, that we just kind of brush them off and go, that's no issue, even when we're finding ourselves into sticky situations. So put another way, I would just remind you and guard against, in part, being overly confident, or it's not even overconfidence, it's more just being glib. It's just brushing things off as being small fry that may later on actually grow into a larger problem. And because we were pretty casual about them at the start, we didn't perhaps recognize or acknowledge that this is something that needs to be managed a little bit better. There can sometimes be instances where, let's say an actor who is very seasoned gets given these lines and thinks, I don't need to learn those lines, I can do it the evening before, and then opens the script and then realizes there are pages and pages and pages to be learned. So we don't want to be caught with our pants down, so to speak. So it is key that you're still being prepared, that you're still being discerning and wise about situations that come up. The Three of Cups can sometimes slip into this degree of festivity and decadence, but also avoidance in a certain sense. Now that leads very, very well to the other cards in your reading, and they pretty much all do the same job, interestingly enough. They're all reversed. We have the World reversed, the Ten of Swords reversed, and the Six of Cups reversed. The Ten of Swords reversed, funny one, because it can often indicate the overcoming of hard times. So that's the positive aspect. This week may bring with it some sense of relief. That sense of emotional relief is probably going to be felt across the board, but slightly later in February. You just may be, because you're a water sign, because you're connected with your emotions, you may be feeling that slightly prematurely, or not even prematurely, just before others, that you're avant-garde in that respect. You're feeling that lightness before it's reverberated through the collective. So that's great. That's really nice to see with the Ten of Swords. Where it perhaps may become problematic and is echoed with the World reversed and the Six of Cups reversed is this refusal to move on, this refusal to let go. There is, with the Six of Cups, it's often a nostalgic card, a wistful card living in the past. And with the Six of Cups, it's about not being able to move on, or there's a lack of acceptance sometimes. Now, this may be more in the application of waiting with bated breath or expecting our ship to come in. There's a scene, an image I'm being shown of, there's that old time where they would tie, I think, a red ribbon or a white ribbon around a tree until their lover would return from war. And there's just an instance here of you perhaps almost, if I can be so blunt, fooling yourself into thinking, oh, well, it's still going to happen, it's still going to happen, it's still going to happen, even though the writing might be on the wall, that I think the window of opportunity on this has passed. So I would really encourage acceptance and realism here, particularly if you're finding that those are around you and they might not outwardly express it. So you may have to ask, what do you think on this? Do you think I should still be waiting? Do you think I should still be putting time, energy and effort into this? Or do you think I should move on? And if people are turning around saying, actually, I have been thinking this has been a bit overdue, I don't think it's going to quite transpire in the way that we'd hoped, then I think it is about the time. It's the time to let it go, because there's just a feeling here of you, particularly with the Three of Cups, as even though emotionally we may feel like optimistic and positive, which is great, I don't want to dispel that. There's a difference between being optimistic and naive. And that's my only warning for you this week, Cancer, is, are we assuming that our ship is going to come in and is going to solve all our problems? And if we just keep a positive mental attitude, then there's no harm that can come to me. And that is right most of the time, but not if, as I said, the writing's on the wall and that window of opportunity has passed. So it'd be useful just to kind of look things squarely, look it kind of in the eyes and go, is this time to draw a line under that? That may be a project, that may be a relationship, but particularly those things that we have assumed up until this point we're going to have a favorable outcome. Now, that doesn't mean that things are going to go badly, that it's going to in some ways catch you out, or that there's nasty things ahead. That's not what I'm saying. It's just sometimes we need to take that ribbon off around the tree, or we need to step away from the harbour and go, okay, the ship isn't coming back. I need to get on with other things instead. That is my encouragement for you this week. If you want to know more, as ever, I would highly recommend that you check out your rising sign and your moon sign. I'm particularly encouraging people to check out their moon sign, just in part, we've got this full moon in Leo. And also emotionally, there's quite a lot going on for us. So if you're not sure how to do that, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, the easiest thing to do is just check the pinned comment below. It's got a link where you can find out that information for free, and that will just enable you to get more insight and more clarity as what's coming up for you in the week. I'd also encourage you to do is subscribe, hit the notifications, like and comment. The reason that I asked you to do this, and I know you get asked this on all the videos that you watch on YouTube, but because it takes quite a lot of energy and effort to create this content, which I love doing, it just reassures me that, okay, people are responding, people are finding it useful. If there are any comment suggestions you want to make, also let me know in the comments below. But until next time, have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I shall see you then. Bye for now.